Some absolute major details have been revealed about Bills running back James Cook, and it is starting to give me some flashbacks about a whole saga that I do not want to remember. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bills Digest. I'm your host, Anthony Senicar, and let's be honest here. We're all Bills fans. We all love ourselves some Labatt, and we all enjoy watching some Buffalo Bills football. Come Sunday, when we're watching Bills games, we're smashing tables. And the same way you guys smash those tables, come Sunday, I want you guys to smash that like and subscribe button because these stats have just come up, and I'm going to break them down for you guys right here. 97% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, and you guys are watching these videos. Please subscribe. Stay in touch with Bills Digest for all your latest Bills news. And again, let's enjoy this crazy ride of a season together. So, guys, obviously, this past Sunday, the Bills did beat the San Francisco 49ers in a snow globe game, and James Cook had himself a day. And during that game, his brother, Dalvin Cook, tweeted this out. Look at this. Pay the man number 4. Obviously, it is giving me some major flashbacks of a saga that I do not remember, and that is Trevon Diggs and Stephon Diggs. Obviously, he had major tweets, free 14, and all of that stuff. That did not end well. Obviously, it's a brother looking out for a brother, probably just wants to get his brother paid, but that really opens up the conversation for should the Bills re-sign James Cook, and what does a contract for James Cook really look like? Well, good thing you guys are watching this video because I'm going to break it down for you guys all right here. Let's do a quick dive into these stats for James Cook. These are his 2024 stats so far. 151 attempts, 703 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, 4.7 yards per rush. He has got 898 total yards of offense, 12 total touchdowns, and 0 fumbles on the season. He's having himself another great year. Probably going to go for 1,000 yards rushing, probably 1.3, 1.4 total yards of offense. He adds a crazy new dynamic to the Bills rushing game, and ever since he stepped in with Joe Brady, they have been going hand in hand with absolutely changing the dynamic of this Bills offense, giving Josh some more flexibility of what he wants to do, not having him to be Superman all the time, and absolutely just opening up this offense as a whole. When the Bills got to turn around and hand that ball off, they obviously are. Now let's take a look at Jimbo's career stats. Obviously, had that rookie year, was sharing the backfield with Devin Singletary. Then the next year in 2023, Devin Singletary did leave. It became Jimbo's backfield. Had a slow start to the season, but once Joe Brady took over, completely different offense. It ran through James Cook, really opened it up. He ended up finishing that season with 1,122 rushing yards, was averaging 4.7 yards per carry, had 2 touchdowns on the season, had 445 receiving yards, and had 4 receiving touchdowns, had a total of 6 touchdowns. He has since doubled that number in 2024, as we talked about. Obviously, his rushing yards have gone up. His receiving yards have gone down a bit. But again, all around has been a really good back for the Buffalo Bills. So again, it leaves a question of should the Bills re-sign him? What does a contract look for him? And again, with the running back market kind of opening up slowly, let's kind of take a look at all the current running back contracts. We're going to look at the top 15 running back contracts in the league right now. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey leads the way, which I do believe he is better than Jimbo. Jonathan Taylor at $14 million. Obviously better than Jimbo in my opinion. Saquon Barkley is obviously just signed that new contract this past offseason for $12 million. Then Alvin Kamara at $12 million, still on the older side, at 29 years old. Josh Jacobs, who's 26, this past offseason also did sign a new contract, $12 million. James Conner, who's on the older side, at $9 million. So once you get out of that top 5, there is a bit of a dip in the contract prices. James Conner, David Montgomery, Ramondre Stevenson all hover around that $9 million mark. And then Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Chuba Hubbard, and Derrick Henry, and Tony Pollard, and going all the way down to Aaron Jones, kind of hover around that $8 to $7 million mark. Chuba Hubbard obviously recently just signing that new contract these past few weeks. So that kind of sets the market of what I think James Cook's contract could look like. I did put it into Sports Tech, and this is what they are guesstimating his average annual salary is. $7.6 million, kind of comparable to that obviously Chuba Hubbard contract, comparable to that Motor contract that he just got from the New York Giants, DeAndre Swift obviously with the Bears this past offseason, and then Miles Sanders getting that contract with Carolina before they signed Chuba Hubbard. So again, do I think James Cook is worth that money? $7.6 million. Obviously, the cap is going for the Bills. The dead money from Trey White, Leonard Floyd, as well as that $30 million from Stephon Diggs will be shaved off this offseason. If they do want to cut Von Miller, I do believe that they will open up more cap space there. But then there lies the question that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott have to ask themselves: do we want to retain and keep drafting, or do we want to retain our drafted players, or do we want to keep going with the young guys? The young guys obviously being Ray Davis, and maybe Frank Gore Jr. makes a step up next year. But again, we'll kind of see how that goes. Just looking off of that, I just wanted to compare the stats of how these contracts look with the stats of the guys who I was talking about there. Obviously, the rushing yards per game are about the same. Jimbo has more rushing TDs. Again, he's kind of just hovering around all these same stats when these running backs were in that contract year. So again, I think it's a good line to set. Kind of that $7 million is a good way to look at it. Obviously, the Bills ran into the same problem with Motor with Devin Singletary. They drafted James Cook, had the overlapping year, and then let Motor walk, and then had Jimbo take over the starting role. They're kind of doing that now with Ray Davis, James Cook. It wouldn't really surprise me if they did draft another running back in the between rounds 3 and 5 just to bring in another head. Obviously, Jimbo's still under contract for one more year. So again, we'll see where that goes. I am not completely against not re-signing him. It's worked in the past. They obviously had Motor and Zach Moss, and then they brought in Jimbo with Motor. Motor walked away. Motor's about an average running back. As you can see, kind of the league medium for comparing running back stats. James Cook obviously has had a bigger impact in this offense than Motor did. But again, it really depends on how much Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott value the running back position, if they really want to pay their guy or if they want to keep on rolling with these cheaper contracts. Obviously, Josh Allen might be in for another contract restructure. There's just a lot of moving parts when you have a quarterback with as big a contract as Josh Allen. So again, that leaves a question open to you guys. Do you guys think it's worth re-signing James Cook? But again, leave a comment below, and we'll just keep discussing this probably from now until the end of next year, and it will be a real free agency discussion. But as always, guys, please like and subscribe, and go Bills.